Today, we're diving into the story of a company with a seriously bold mission to completely change how we see, feel, and even think about hearing aids. This is all about AKUI's brand strategy and their plan to basically rebrand an entire industry.
Okay, just for a second, I want you to really think about that. When I say the words hearing aid, what are the first images or feelings that pop into your head? Just hold on to those for a minute.
So, did any of these words come to mind? If they did, you are definitely not alone. For decades, the entire hearing care industry has been kind of stuck with this reputation, and it's this exact perception that AKUI is setting out to completely shatter. You see, this isn't just a problem with the product itself, it's a deep, deep image problem. And AKUI looked at this and realized the whole industry was just, well, it was ripe for a big change.
Think about it. For years, the market has been all about complex medical jargon. You know, those sterile, clinical-looking environments, and marketing that seems to be aimed almost exclusively at seniors. It's created this world where getting help for your hearing feels less like enhancing your life and more like admitting you're getting old.
So how do you possibly break away from all that baggage? Well, AKUI's entire strategy is built around one single core idea, and it's so simple, but wow, is it powerful. Now, this isn't just them throwing shade at the competition. This is a brilliant strategic analogy. In just 6 little words, it signals a massive shift in philosophy, from something that's purely functional to something that's deeply aspirational. And this table just lays it all out perfectly. I mean, look at this breakdown. Amplifon, the telecom shop, is functional, medical store first. But AKUI, positioning themselves as Apple, is all about being iconic, human, digital first, and inspiring. They are literally changing the game from a necessary medical device to a piece of desirable lifestyle tech. And all of this really comes down to their core brand promise: simplify your hearing. But it's not just some catchy tagline, it's a mission. They want to simplify the process of getting help, simplify the choices you have to make, and ultimately simplify your life with the clarity that comes from hearing better. Okay, so that's the big idea, right? The grand strategy. But how does that actually translate into the real world for a customer? Let's take a look at how AKUI brings this whole vision to life. First off, you can forget everything you think you know about a hearing clinic. The AKUI physical store feels more like a high-end tech boutique or, I don't know, a modern art gallery. We're talking about a glowing aquamarine blue reception desk, products displayed like precious objects on these minimalist podiums, and comfy lounge areas that give the whole high-tech space a really human feel. This quote from the source material just hits the nail on the head. A sci-fi doctor's office meets the Apple experience. That perfectly captures it, right? It's this amazing blend of clinical precision, futuristic design, and that intuitive customer-first vibe that Apple is famous for. But here's the thing. The physical store is only one piece of the puzzle. The entire AKUI experience is built from the ground up to be digital first. It's designed to be totally seamless, interactive, and to really put you, the user, in the driver's seat from the very first click. And this part is really smart. Your journey might start with some cool content on social media that just gets you curious. Then, when you get to the website, an AI guide greets you. From there, you actually get to choose your own path, learning from these educational, almost podcast-style bits of content that never feel like a hard sell. It's all about self-discovery, which then leads you to whatever action feels right for you. You know, this whole modern approach, it goes way beyond just fancy stores and slick websites. It actually changes how AKU thinks about the people it serves and, just as importantly, the people it hires. They're not seen as patients, they're seen as people. Just look at this chart. It tells you everything you need to know. The traditional market has always focused on the 60-plus crowd. AKUI, they've made this radical shift, targeting people from 20 all the way to 60. And why? Because they get that hearing loss isn't just something that happens when you're older anymore. It affects younger people too. You know, from loud headphones, concerts, or just the stress of modern life. And of course, to connect with this totally new audience, you need a totally new kind of team. The old way of doing things was all about formal certifications and a medical background. But AKUI's model, they prioritize passion for the brand, a digital-first mindset, and, most importantly, real empathy for the customer.
It really all boils down to this simple but pretty profound philosophy. Vibe is greater than a certificate. AKUI believes that genuinely connecting with the brand's mission is way more important than a piece of paper. They're not just hiring technicians, they're hiring brand ambassadors. So when you put all of these pieces together, the branding, the experience, the people, what does this actually mean for the future of hearing care? Well, AKUI is painting a very, very clear picture.
Their ultimate goal is to basically create and own a brand new category, hearables. These aren't just hearing aids anymore. They're devices that merge medical-grade function with the design, the feel, and the cool factor of high-end consumer electronics, kind of like the earbuds you might be wearing right this second.
So AKUI's blueprint for shaking things up is crystal clear. It starts by positioning the product as lifestyle tech. Then you create that seamless digital journey. You design these futuristic, experience-driven retail spaces, and you build a team that's all about passion. It's a complete top-to-bottom reinvention of an entire industry.
And that really leaves us with one final, pretty fascinating question. By removing the stigma from hearing loss and turning a medical device into a desirable piece of tech, AKUI is doing a lot more than just selling a product. They're actually challenging our really deep-seated ideas about what it means to age. So can a brand really change our perception of getting older? It's a huge question, and AKUI seems ready to prove that the answer is a resounding yes.